To serve with love. I want the world to know I had one of the greatest teachers, Mrs. Edgecombe, a phenomenal and a remarkable woman, a woman with an illuminated mind. She knew how to sow the seed, shine the light to guide her students on a path to seek knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. A woman with a heart as deep and as wide as the ocean. Her heart overflows with the spirit to educate, to nourish, to share, to educe, to encourage her students to grow, to blossom, and to bear fruits of the same. She taught with love for the love of teaching, with the spirit of God's love. Mrs. Edgecombe never pointed her finger or raised a stick to instruct her students. With the love of which she taught, she moved mountains. By allowing the light of her mind to shine, the overflow of her heart reached out, touched young minds and hearts which were alert, receptive, and ready to follow in the path she directed. For homework, she assigned to her students poems to be read, memorized, and recite for the next day. By the morrow, we had to be able to voice from memory the poems that were ascribed the day before. My favorite poem, one of which Mrs. Edgecombe had selected for recital, is called The Rainbow by Christina Rossetti. Poems are often written in a style called foregrounding. Being metaphoric, the words cause the imagination to come alive. The metaphors are there to create an impact, to leave the reader with a lasting impression by bringing to life words through mental imagery, and from there, the reader can embark on an imaginative journey. With this poem, Mrs. Edgecombe showed me there were no limits. She implanted within me the love to read, to always seek knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. She did it with love, for love is a strong bond. She once said, everything is good and everything is bad, followed by an analogy to explain what she meant. Her method of teaching was ingenious. She was true in spirit and genuine in person. She was a gentle woman who gave out big gifts wrapped in small packages. Gifts that kept on giving. A gift that is given with love will keep on extending. I was waiting to meet her again in person to express my gratitude and appreciation. But in early 2015, she earned her wings, received her crown, and went to rest peacefully in heaven. She is now an angel. With the spirit of love from which she taught her students, and the legacy, her legacy. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. This birthright will be passed on forever. I have learned not to wait to say thank you. On this note, I would like to sound some of the other names of some of the teachers who helped shape my life when I was in high school. Thank you to Mrs. Johnson, Mrs. Cooper, Mr. Sands, Mr. Wiley, Miss Springer, Mrs. Briggs, Miss Russell, Mr. Smith, Mr. Bodie, Mr. Lockhart, Miss Marsh, Miss Farrow, and Mrs. Smith. And once again, thank you to Mrs. Edgecombe, Mother Blue Jay, as she is now known. You blessed me with the greatest gift. Thank you.